If you aren't familiar with this series, which I would be kind of surprised, it's kind of the game that started like the big craze with wall running, a lot of acrobatics kind of things, acrobatic platforming and 3D platforming, kind of things like that. There has been a trilogy before this one. There was the Prince of Persia trilogy, which Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and the Two Thrones. But this is a totally different Prince of Persia. This is new, doesn't relate at all to the old ones, and it's kind of like a re-envisionment of the Prince of Persia series. So, yeah, that's basically what Prince of Persia is all about. So Prince of Persia 360, or I'll say Prince of Persia Next Gen because it's also for PS3. The art direction in this game, I'll start with the graphics. The art direction in this game is amazing. I have no clue. This is like a totally new kind of I think it's cell shaded, I'm not sure. But like whatever it is, it's like a totally new take on graphics. It hasn't been done before. Completely original. And they executed it amazingly. Also, another key thing that I find so amazing about this game is, as much of a graphical powerhouse as this game is, there is no loading in this game unless you travel to different places, which I mean when travel, as in you click on the map and you travel to like some place across the map from where you are. The whole world is open. Well, I'll get to that later. But yeah, there is no loading if you're just playing the game, and it's a sight to see. That's all I have to say. 10 out of 10 on the graphics. It's one of the most amazing graphical feats in a video game, I'd say, in a long time. So let's move on to the story. The story in this one is the prince, which is the main character. He's not a prince. He's like a thief in this, and that I haven't beaten the whole game yet. I'm just about 3/4 through. But so maybe he's a prince. I mean, right so far he's called a thief, and he doesn't have a name. So I'm gonna call him the prince because that's what they call him in the booklet. So the prince, he's in the desert, and he's just robbed this tomb and got all this gold, and it was stored on his donkey Farah. And Farah they don't show her run off, but she like runs off or gets lost in the sandstorm. So he falls down this cliff, and he sees a girl, Elika, which is the main magic girl that you'll see in the trailers and things like that. She's running away from these guards. So she jumps off this cliff thing that he slid down, and she falls in him. And I don't remember exactly what they said, but she says something like, "Get out of here," or something like that. So you chase after her, and you help her escape from the guards. And with that, the prince kind of gets tangled up in this adventure with her, and that's kind of where the story starts. You're kind of pulled into this adventure without you knowing what's going on. So you get put into the adventure, and you go to this temple. Through then there is the main bad guy is called Araman. He's like a god, I guess you could say, and he had a brother. I think his name was Oraman or Ozaman or something like that. But Oraman or whatever. He's the good one, and Araman is the bad guy. And Araman wants to take over the whole world, and he's spreading corruption through this whole world through some events I'm not going to spoil for you guys because that's part of the story. But he's spreading all this corruption around the world because he wants to be let free, and your job is to go to these corrupted lands and make them fertile again. You have to heal the lands, and healing these lands, after there's 4 guardians, because there's 4 zones on the map. Each zone has 6 areas that you have to heal. So there's 4 guardians for these lands, 1 for each. And once you kill the guardian from there, then you can heal the whole place is healed, so then that place is thing. And just watching the thing get healed goes from like murky colors, like depressing kind of colors, to very vibrant. You watch this all in real time, and it's really, really cool. But the story is a lot. I like it a lot better than the older Prince of Persia games. The older Prince of Persia games is kind of more like revenge stories, kind of things like that. And this was just a great, it's a refreshing take on the Prince of Persia series. And it also offers a love story that is comical, and you can see the chemistry in between the two. So I think that's great. Let's move on to the sound. The sound in this game, there, at least on the 360 version, on mine, the sound, well, the background music sometimes isn't playing. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that was just part of the game, and sometimes it can kind of cut out a little bit. But I mean, it doesn't detract from the experience because you're doing so many things at once. So, but the music is playing most of the time. I'm just saying that rarely happens. But the music is very good. It's kind of like a modern Arabic kind of sound to it. But I mean, it's just a really kind of soothing kind of music, and it's orchestrated very, very well. So the music's top notch as always. All the Prince of Persia games have had really good music. So let's move on to the gameplay. Gameplay in this game, it's a platformer. It's an acrobatic platformer. That's what I'm gonna classify it as. So there's a lot of wall running and jumping, like high depths and stuff like that. So your partner Elika, who is AI controlled, probably some of the best AI partners in all of video game history. She doesn't get in your way when you're running or something like that. She helps you out in battles. You control her during the battles, so I mean, she helps you out a lot. You also will need her to make longer jumps than you could by yourself. So if you're jumping and the game notices that you're not going to be able to make the jump by yourself, then it turns kind of black and white for a second, and you get to press the Y button to have Elika use her magic to fling you forward more, so you're able to make the jump. There's also, she gains powers by collecting these light seeds. So after you heal a land, since it's not corrupted anymore, there's these things called light seed. These things called light seeds, and once you get to, there's a limit. Well, not a limit, but there's a goal that you have to reach each time you want to learn a new power for Elika, and there's 4 different powers. One is a flying. You fly to different panels. Another is kind of like a leap, so to speak. Another is kind of just like the leap, and then there's a running one. And you have to use these to get to different parts of the game and areas, and just to get the different light seeds in different fertile areas. So that's kind of it on the magic side. Well, on that kind of thing. So let's move on to the battle system, which was kind of like one of the big things in this. The battle system is very epic. It can get a little repetitive after.
There was a box that was upstairs.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm keeping going. So the battle system can be epic, but it does get a little repetitive. There isn't that many fights in the game, which I actually kind of liked. I think there was just not enough fights in it. I don't think that there needed to be any more fights. So yeah, basically it's just a series of combos. X is the sword button. Y is the Elika magic button. B is the gauntlet throw button, and A is the acrobatic button. And you can just use those buttons in different combinations to do different combos, which look amazingly awesome. That's really about it on the combat. I mean, it's not very in-depth, but I mean, there is a lot of combos. There's 64, I think, combos to learn. So I mean, there is a lot of things to do. So yeah, basically overall, Prince of Persia, it is a little easy. for some people it might say, but I mean, I think that it is a very good game. I think I think that they'll improve on this a lot in the second game. Just like Mirror's Edge, I mean, they added a lot of new things, and I just think that they need to maybe fix or make a little bit things harder. And it'll just be a great sequel whenever it comes out. So overall, Prince of Persia, I would give it a 9.2.